Good afternoon, Dave here, talking about alcoholism again. I want to touch on, sorry I'm late again, we've got grandson here and two sons in here, and they've just gone out now with little on this push bike, on a little bike, a little three-wheeler thing. He's only nearly three. Anyway, that's going off the subject. What I want to talk about now is accepting. It's hard to accept that you're alcoholic. It's hard to accept that you suffer with alcoholism, an incurable disease, illness. You know, it's not curable. We can put it on hold, we can lay it flat as long as we don't touch alcohol again. But the moment we pick alcohol up, it's off. I know myself, accepting. I say I was quite, in a way, not lucky, but I was quite fortunate that at age 14, 15, I was at the doctor's. My mother had taken me to doctors because I was always drunk. And the doctor then said I was drinking alcoholically. That was at 14, 15 years old. And I was suffering with alcoholism. That's at 14, 15. You know, and I still, even though I was told that at that age, I still didn't accept it. My brain used to think, oh, he's got it wrong. I can have a drink, I'm all right. You know, I'll just drink a few. He doesn't know what he's on about. I'm too young to be alcoholic. I'm too young. Alcoholics are all old and old age pensioners and all that were going on in my head because I was only a young kid. You know, but you've just got to accept. The sooner you accept that you're an alcoholic, if you suffer, if your drinking is out of order, if every time you drink, does it just explode? You know, everything around you, does it cause problems? You know, and when you are drinking, are you not happy? Really, if you're honest, until you're in blackout, until you're unconscious, or until you're that drunk you're falling asleep. You know, that's not normal drinking. Normal people have a drink, 2 or 3, just feel a bit merry and then leave it alone. As alcoholics, we don't. We're not happy until we've reached that point that we're searching for, which is usually blackout or falling asleep or making a complete fool of ourselves. You know, you just got to accepting alcoholism. And it is hard for some people, I know, because I've seen it. You know, I've dealt with alcoholics all my life, been surrounded by them, because that's what I tend to do. They became my friends, fellow alcoholics, male and female. People that like to drink, that were relying on drink. My network of friends from school and childhood years, they couldn't handle me anymore. I either stepped away from them or they stepped away from me because I was getting unpredictable. I was an embarrassment to them. I couldn't just have 1 or 2 pints if we were in a pub. I had to have 10 or 12 until I was staggering about and falling over and knocking tables over and embarrassing them and making a fool of myself. But once you accept, it's hard because I know a lot of people are sat there now thinking, yeah, but am I alcoholic? Do I drink alcoholically? I don't drink every morning. You know, I only drink on a night. I only drink on a weekend. It doesn't matter when you drink. It doesn't matter if you just drink once a year on your birthday or at Christmas. If, when you put that drink in your mouth, does it take over? Does trouble start, you know, or are you not happy until you're that drunk that you have no recollection of it? You know, that you make a complete fool of yourself. Are you not happy until you're steaming drunk? That's what I'm trying to say. Until you're that inebriated that you either fall asleep or collapse or go into blackout where you don't know what's happened. You know, and that's if you only drink once a year, on your birthday or at Christmas, maybe twice a year. Or if you only drink on a weekend. People say, I can't be alcoholic, so I don't drink every day. It doesn't matter when you drink. Me, I used to drink every day, 24 hours a day. If my eyes were open, I was having a drink. That's where it got me, that's where it took me, that's how much it had hold of me. But as I say, a lot of people just drink on an evening. You know, they go all day to work, come home, have a drink, you know, and gradually the 1 or 2 bottles of wine becomes 3 bottles of wine, becomes Oh, it's dinner time, I'll just have a drink. Before you know it, it might be weeks, it might be months, it could be years. Or you could be just sitting, just having 3 or 4 bottles of wine on the night, drinking until you're drunk. You know, as I said, most people don't drink until they're drunk. They have a few drinks as a livener, just to cheer them up, to get them jolly. You know, we drink until we're making complete and utter fools of ourselves. You know, you've just got to, the hardest part of getting better, the first step of sorting your drinking out is to one day just say, look, I'm alcoholic, accepting that you're alcoholic and you suffer with an illness that's called alcoholism. The sooner you accept that, the easier it is for you to leave the drink alone, because you know what type of things you've got to deal with. There's books on it, there's films on it, there's videos on it, there's videos like I'm doing now, there's doctors, there's AA meetings, there's addiction units, you know, there's hospitals. You know, the sooner you accept that you're an alcoholic, if you are an alcoholic, only you knows that, only you can say that. No, we don't like people saying to us, you're an alcoholic, you, because that's a choice you have to make, not them. Nobody can say you're alcoholic, because all it does, it causes uproar, it causes a major argument if you can't accept it. No, it's up to you. You have got to say, look, I'm alcoholic. You know, I can't stop drinking when I start. You know, I suffer with something called alcoholism. Whether it's an illness, disease, whatever, I class it as a disease. It's evil, it's cunning, it's baffling, it's powerful, and it destroys people. You know, but as I say, I'm going off the subject again. Once you accept that you are an alcoholic, it gets easier, because you know what you can do. You can start with, all over the world, there's AA meetings basically in every city, every town, wherever you are, whether you're in India, Australia, America, England, France, Germany, Thailand, wherever. There's AA meetings all over the world, you know. Because as I say, there's 15% of the population of the world have a drinking problem. I'm not saying that all are alcoholic, but they have a drinking problem. You know, they could just be an heavy drinker. But there is meetings. Get to a meeting. I know I keep going on about AA, and a lot of people don't like AA. One of the reasons they don't like it is because they know they can't con men. They know they can't pull the wool over our eyes like you can with doctor. Saying to doctor, oh, I'm just drinking 2 or 3 pints a night now, I'm cutting down. When really, you haven't encountered that you've done a bottle of whiskey or a bottle of vodka as well, and you've had 12 pints. You're just lying to them. But when you get to AA meetings, you can't lie to people. You can try, but we can see through it, because you can't con a con man, you can't kid a kidder, you know. And I know I keep going on about AA, and a lot of people don't like the idea of it, but honest to God, if it could help me, and I was chronic alcohol, I suffered with chronic alcoholism, you know, it'd taken me to a rock bottom that was unbearable. You know, if it can help me and sort me out, but I had to be ready for it. I'd been going to AA for about 20 years, 15, 20 years before I actually put the bottle down. You know, I kept stopping for a day or two and what have you. But look, accept, if you think you're alcoholic, accept it. Just accept it to yourself. You don't have to tell nobody, but you'll know. It's like me, when I meet anybody, they say, do you want a drink? I'll say, no, I'm alcoholic, mate, I don't drink. I'm a sober alcoholic. You know, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's an illness. I know people frown upon it. You know, if you had cancer, people won't frown upon it. You know, or if you're diabetic, people won't frown upon it not having chocolate and sweet things. Right, I'm rabbiting on now. But the sooner you admit you're suffering with an incurable illness, a disease, alcoholism, the better, the easier it is to get well. Right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.